In recent years, snakes have increasingly become exotic pets, attracting attention with their beauty, uniqueness, and relative unpretentiousness. However, before getting a snake, you need to carefully weigh the pros and cons, assess your readiness for long-term commitments, and study the features of keeping these reptiles. The corn snake is one of the most popular species due to its calm nature, bright coloring, and ease of maintenance. Corn snakes do not require large terrariums, are easily accustomed to hands, and their diet consists mainly of frozen mice, which makes feeding convenient. There are many morphs of corn snakes, which allows you to choose a pet to your taste. The king snake is another popular species, known for its varied coloring and unpretentiousness. King snakes are active and curious, but can be more nervous than corn snakes. It is important to remember that king snakes are opportunistic predators and can be cannibalistic, so they should not be kept with other snakes, especially smaller ones. The common boa constrictor is a larger species that requires a larger terrarium and experience in keeping reptiles. The common boa constrictor has a calm nature, but needs regular interaction with a person to remain tame. Boars can live up to 20 to 30 years, which should be taken into account when deciding to get this pet. The terrarium should be large enough for the snake to move freely and stretch to its full length. A terrarium of 60 by 40 by 40 centimeters is suitable for a corn snake, a terrarium of 80 by 50 by 50 centimeters for a king snake, and a terrarium of at least 150 by 80 by 80 centimeters is required for an adult boa constrictor. It is important to provide good ventilation in the terrarium to avoid mold and mildew. Snakes need a temperature gradient in the terrarium, with a warm and cold zone. For heating, use heat mats, ceramic heaters, or incandescent lamps. The temperature in the warm zone should be 30 to 32 degrees Celsius, and in the cold, 24 to 26 degrees Celsius. Snakes do not need special ultraviolet lighting, but a regular fluorescent lamp can improve their general condition and stimulate their appetite. Coconut substrate, paper towels, sawdust, without coniferous trees, or special soil for reptiles are used as a substrate. Snakes need a shelter where they can feel safe. The terrarium should have at least 2 shelters in the warm and cold zones. The terrarium should always have fresh water for drinking and bathing. The main diet of most domestic snakes is frozen mice or rats. The size of the food should correspond to the size of the thickest part of the snake's body. Young snakes are fed once every 5 to 7 days, adults once every 10 to 14 days. The food is defrosted to room temperature and offered to the snake with tweezers. You cannot feed your snake live food, as the rodent may injure it. Snakes periodically molt, shedding their old skin. During molting, the snake becomes more secretive and may refuse to eat. It is important to provide sufficient humidity in the terrarium for the molting to be successful. Snakes are susceptible to various diseases, such as respiratory infections, skin diseases, parasites. If signs of illness appear, lethargy, refusal to eat, difficulty breathing, discharge from the nose or eyes, you should contact a veterinary herpetologist. Snakes live a long time, so you need to be prepared for long-term commitments. In some regions, keeping certain species of snakes may be prohibited or require special permits. It is necessary to follow safety rules when interacting with snakes, especially venomous species. It is important to remember that snakes are wild animals, and their maintenance in captivity should be as comfortable as possible and meet their needs. Venomous snakes inspire fear and fascination at the same time. Knowing how to identify venomous snakes, what precautions to take, and what to do if bitten can save your life. Vipers are found throughout the world, except for Australia and Antarctica. They are characterized by folding fangs that protrude when biting. Vipers include vipers, rattlesnakes, pit vipers, and saw-scaled vipers. Elapidae live in tropical and subtropical regions of Africa, Asia, Australia, and America. They have short, immobile poisonous teeth located in the front part of the upper jaw. Elapidae include cobras, mambas, taipans, and sea snakes. Sea snakes are fully adapted to life in water. They live in the warm waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans. They have very strong poison, but are usually not aggressive and bite only in self-defense. Colubridae is the largest family of snakes, including both non-poisonous and poisonous species. Poisonous colubrids have poisonous teeth located in the back of the upper jaw, so their bite is usually not dangerous to humans, unless the snake can hold the victim in its mouth for a long time. Most vipers have a triangular head, well separated from the body. The head of aspid snakes is usually more oval and less pronounced. Vipers have vertical, slit-shaped pupils. Aspid snakes have round pupils. Rattlesnakes have a rattle at the end of their tail, consisting of keratinized segments. The coloring of venomous snakes can be very diverse and depends on the species and habitat. Many venomous snakes have bright, warning coloring. The venom of venomous snakes can be neurotoxic, affects the nervous system, hemotoxic, affects the blood, or cytotoxic, affects tissue cells. Symptoms of a venomous snake bite depend on the type of snake, the amount of venom injected, and the individual reaction of the body. General symptoms include pain, swelling, redness at the bite site, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, difficulty breathing, visual impairment, and paralysis. The severity of the bite's consequences depends on the age and health of the victim, the location of the bite. A bite to the head or neck is more dangerous, and the time that has passed from the bite to medical assistance. Stay calm. Panic will only make the condition worse. The victim should lie down and limit movement as much as possible to slow the spread of the venom. If the bite occurred in a limb, it should be immobilized with a splint or bandage. Remove rings, bracelets, watches from the affected limb, as swelling can impede blood circulation. Do not apply a tourniquet, as it can impair blood supply and lead to tissue necrosis. Do not suck out the venom, as sucking out the venom is ineffective and can lead to infection of the wound. Do not cauterize the wound, as cauterization of the wound does not destroy the venom and can lead to a burn. Do not drink alcohol, as alcohol dilates blood vessels and accelerates the spread of venom. Take the victim to the hospital as soon as possible, where he will be given qualified medical care and an anti-snake serum, antidote. If possible, take a photo of the snake or remember its appearance to help doctors determine the type of venom and choose the appropriate serum. In snake-infested areas, wear closed shoes and clothing, and inspect the area before sitting or lying down on the ground. Do not attempt to catch or kill a snake, even if it appears to be non-venomous. Use a flashlight to light your path at night. Keep your property clear of brush and tall grass to prevent snakes from hiding. Snakes are amazing creatures with unique abilities that allow them to survive in a variety of conditions. From being able to see in the dark to being able to glide through the air, snakes continue to amaze scientists and nature lovers. Some snake species, such as rattlesnakes, vipers, and pythons, have the ability to see thermal radiation, allowing them to hunt warm-blooded animals in complete darkness. They have specialized organs called thermoreceptors, located in the pits between their nostrils and eyes. These thermoreceptors allow snakes to detect even minor changes in temperature, giving them the ability to pinpoint the location of their prey. Snakes have an excellent sense of smell, which they use to find prey, mates, and to detect danger. They use their forked tongue to collect odor molecules from the environment and pass them to Jacobson's organ, located in the roof of the mouth. Jacobson's organ analyzes these molecules and allows the snake to determine the direction and intensity of the odor. Snakes periodically shed their old skin. This process allows them to grow and get rid of parasites. Before shedding, the snake becomes more secretive and may refuse to eat. Its eyes become cloudy and its skin becomes pale. During shedding, the snake rubs itself against hard objects to remove old skin. Shedding usually takes several days, and the snake sheds its skin entirely, like a stocking. Snakes move in different ways, depending on the species and the environment. The lateral run is used by snakes that live in deserts. The snake moves sideways, leaving characteristic parallel tracks in the sand. The accordion walk is used by snakes that live in narrow tunnels and burrows. The snake contracts and expands like an accordion to propel itself forward. The linear walk is used by larger snakes, such as pythons and boars. The snake moves in a straight line, using its wide abdominal scuts to grip the surface. The undulation walk is the most common way snakes move. The snake bends its entire body, pushing off the ground or other objects. Some species of snakes that live in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia can glide through the air. These snakes, which belong to the genus Chrysopelia, do not have wings, but they can flatten their bodies and create an aerodynamic shape that allows them to glide from tree to tree. During the glide, the snake bends and undulates its body to control the direction and speed of its flight. They can cover distances of up to 100 meters. Coral snakes imitate venomous asps to scare off predators. African spitting cobras can spit venom into the eyes of their enemies from up to 3 meters away. Sea snakes can hold their breath underwater for several hours. Oviparous snakes feed only on bird eggs. They have special bony protrusions on their vertebrae that help them crush the shells.